And your mic is hot, guys.
In Orlando, Altamont Springs, presented by Bud Light. Now, here is your host, Mike Bianchi.
Welcome, everybody, to the 13th Annual Mikey Awards, the state of Florida's premier sports award show. Who needs the ESPYs when you have the Mikeys? That's our motto here. We're going to honor the best, sometimes even the worst in sports today. Come by if you'd like. We're at the Hilton Orlando Altamont. We have a few tickets available for those who want to purchase them at the door. We have a delicious buffet. By the way, Kravitz, how's the sliders?
You know, I don't appreciate the judgment and shade you are throwing my way. I just want to make sure that when everybody comes here that I kind of know the lay of the land. Yeah. And I've been thinking about these Philly cheesesteak sliders all day. They're very good, by the way. Excellent. A+.
So I'm here. Marc Daniels is here. Brandon Kravitz, KV, Kelly Velez. We are hosting the show today. We have the award winners here. Got Coach Mose right up front here. He's so eager to come talk to us. I know he is. Yeah, we've got a lot of awards to give out today. I'm Mike Bianchi, of course, sports columnist of the Orlando Sentinel. This is Marc Daniels, Brandon Kravitz, Kelly Velez. We want to thank everybody who's involved with these awards. Executive producer Cam the Man back at the studio. Yeah. Kyle Cassandra, our program director. He's the guy who organized all of this. So thank you to those guys. Our promotion staff, Alexis, Jocelyn, and Brandon. Thank you guys for helping us set this up as well. Thank you to Super Dave for giving us our presenting sponsors today, Bud Light and the Hilton Orlando Altamont Springs. Again, come out and join us. Stop by. Address. What's the address here? 350 North Lake Boulevard.
It's called Hilton Orlando Altamont into Google. Yep. That's the address.
I use my road map to get
Do you still print it out from MapQuest?
MapQuest, yes. Yeah. Absolutely, okay. I did. Anyway, Marc Daniels, another year of the Mikeys. What do you think? You pumped?
Well, it's great. I mean, it's every year we got great storylines, great personalities. Great to have Coach Mosley here, busy obviously with the draft and everything. And we're going to honor coaches, going to honor local high school athletes, and some familiar names that kind of take a lot of time on our air with different topics. We got a great crowd here. Met some wonderful listeners, great sponsors and supporters, the staff and everything. And it's been a fun time thus far tonight.
Kravs?
Oh, you want me to talk about the Philly cheesesteak sliders again?
Nah, that's okay.
Yeah, I'm pumped. Are you kidding me? I was there day one of the Mikey Awards, and now to be here day 13 times 365 days, that's how long ago we had this. I'm not going to do the math on that.
I was going to say, very good. Very good.
You were just starting to lose your hair. When
I was starting to lose my hair, and I was also making $0 an hour, but still carving out, some interest from hopefully a lot of folks. And clearly, it's what you've built up with this event every year. I know you don't like the pat on the back, but this event wouldn't.
Don't do this.
It wouldn't. Daniels did it better than I can this morning. You got the lay of the land of what has made this event so special, but it's the effort that you put into it every year, and it all started with this seedling of an idea, just a way to get us by, because we didn't know what the hell to talk about in the summer during the slow portion of the sports year. So not only did we find a way to get by, but you've turned it into this. We're at a hotel ballroom.
We're at a hotel ballroom?
This show, for those that don't know, started in a studio the size of the bathroom that you'll take a bathroom break in, and it was only done as a joke, basically a spoof of the ESPYs. We did an award show just because we wanted to have fun and do something different one morning, and our producer at the time, Brian Fritz, played award show music, and it sounded like this big grand affair. It was three guys in a tiny, cramped studio with no audience. We didn't even think about that, and it went over so well that it sort of grew. Every year it became bigger and bigger.
There was no audience like the ESPN coverage of the second round of the draft yesterday, right?
They're turning back the clock.
Yeah. I want to get started tonight by bringing up somebody who has certainly helped elevate sports in our community. Let's face it, we've been in a sports funk here for several years, and the reason we've been in a sports funk is because the Orlando Magic hadn't been very good, quite frankly. And the Magic are, They are the oldest professional sports team here, 35 years. And when the Magic aren't very good, it's not very much fun for the sports fans in this city. I want to bring a man up who has helped revitalize, rejuvenate the Magic, who has made sports in Orlando fun. Again, Coach Jamal Mosley, please come up. We want to honor you. Coach Jamal Mosley here today, Orlando Magic coach, came in second for Coach of the Year in the NBA. Maybe should have been first. Well, guess what? He's going to be first today. All right? He's going to be first today. You are the Mikey's professional state coach of the year, Jamal Mosley.
Thank you. Thank you so
we
much.
appreciate
Awesome.
we appreciate what you've done, how you comport yourself, how you handle your team, how you deal with us in the media. So thank you so much.
Thank you all so much. I'm honored and humbled at the same time. So I truly appreciate this. Truly.
So tell us about the draft pick. Everybody wants to know about Tristan Da Silva. Tell us about him.
First, he's a Buffalo. So we got to go there first. I might lead everyone off with that one, that he's a Buffalo. So I think what he brings to the table is, one, he's older, he's experienced, and we were just talking a little bit ago at the gym once he finished all his pressers, his ability to understand the transition. Going from being a freshman to sophomore, to going through that whole process and understanding what it takes. So those same steps, being able to move in as a rookie, understanding the process that he has to go through to learn, to understand the system, to get acclimated to the locker room, which I think he's going to be great at because he understands that aspect of the game. And then the other side of it on the court, he understands winning. And what we've done here and what we've continued to build with this group is the winning habits, the winning ways, the winning mentality, going from building to just continue to understand what it takes to win in this league. And he brings that to the table.
Speaking of winning, your Colorado Buffaloes, they did beat the Gators in the NCAA tournament this past year, 102-100. Now, it wasn't Mr. Da Silva who hit the game-winning shot. I don't remember who hit the shot.
KJ.
But what a push-off that was. What a push-off that was at the end of the game.
I never get into it with officials. I know when they go to the review system, I just kind of look away. So I don't know if it was or it wasn't. The result was the Buffaloes finished it off.
Coach, what has it been like to now, with the Magic, to build something where now the expectations have changed, where now you see a basketball team that isn't just trying to compete but trying to win at a higher level? What's that evolution been like for you, and now as you move into another season where the expectations grow even more?
I think it's great. I think it is absolutely awesome because this is what you've worked for. From the moment we stepped into the building as a coaching staff and as a group with that first class with Franz and Jalen, being able to say, here's what we're building towards. The work never changed. The way in which we approached the game didn't change. Just them understanding the game and going through the process, that's what has stayed consistent with us. And so it's great that the expectations are rising. That's what you want because these guys, it is a group of young men that are willing to rise to that level of expectation of what we know we're capable of doing. And they experienced some of that in the playoff with last year and the push for the play-in. And then now going to the playoffs and understanding what it takes to get there and what you have to do this summer to sustain that level.
And the interesting thing for you, and I'm sure that you've already started this thought process, not that you guys have reached the goal. The goal is not to get to the first round and then lose to the Cavs. But the regular season, you guys were one of the toughest, hardest playing teams throughout the course of the year. It's one of the reasons that you got the 5 seed. How do you keep those guys focused on the regular season still matters? I know that now you've experienced the taste of the playoffs, but you still have to put in that same effort. It feels like that came naturally last year where that would have to be more of a focus for you going into this season.
Well, the difference in that is we're going to play the same way. We're going to play as hard. We're going to defend at a high clip. We're going to push the ball on offense. We're going to share it. We're going to move it. We're going to continue to trust each other. But now it's not so much about do we continue to play hard. It's now does that random game on a Tuesday in Memphis matter as much as it mattered to us this year, knowing that it's the difference between the 5th seed and the 4th seed and, the 3rd seed and the 6th seed. So now those games and how hard you have to play on a nightly basis, you understand that a little bit more because it matters in March and April.
Not ending that series in Orlando.
Correct.
You know, it definitely had a factor in the result. And that was a close game. It was the best game that you guys played in Cleveland, I thought, and still not having that home crowd behind you, it was clearly a factor.
Should have won Game 7, Coach.
What's that?
Should have won Game 7.
Well, don't take his award away, Mike.
I mean, I totally agree with you there. And I thought we should have won Game 5. I thought we should have won Game 6. I thought we should have won Game 7. I agree.
Mike, I'm curious. You know, the NBA's talked about maybe going back to suits on the sideline. This guy is one of the best-dressed coaches with the casual look, and I'm curious, Coach, you don't want to go back to the suits. I mean, that is a tight-fit look, you and the staff, so you're not for the suits, right? You want that casual look, right?
Casual.
This guy looks awesome in everything he wears.
Well, thank you for that. But casual is, I'd love to stay casual.
Yeah. These are the important items for coaches to deal with.
I always
right
thought
now.
it was weird that basketball coaches wear these fancy suits. You're out there, moving around. You want to be comfortable, right?
I want to be completely comfortable. And the packing in suits going on a 5-day road trip, it's not fun to put multiple suits in the bag.
What if we went the Major League Baseball route?
Uniform?
Managers wear the uniform. Yeah. What if you wore the uniform?
You would look good.
Those days are done.
What about Tom Thibodeau?
Tough one.
Coach Jamal Mosley, couple last questions. We do have some high school athletes in here who are going to win Athletes of the Year. What would be some advice you would give them as they embark on their college careers? Just some sage advice.
I think a lot of people will say it often. I just think there's a level of mastering the mundane, master the boringness of the game. When it gets boring to wake up in the morning and go through the same routine over and over again, try to find a way to enjoy that process, because that's all it is. It's doing the simple things better than everyone else and really enjoying that process. The fundamentals of the game, being able to dive into that for whatever it is, because everyone usually is putting the same amount of work in, but can you really enjoy the process of it not being fun all the time? And really dive into it. That's what makes the great ones great, because they master the simple things in the game.
Can we just, we're on the eve of free agency. I don't expect you to give specific.
Oh, no, we're going after.
Unless you want to, yeah. But
Almost got really good.
one thing that you and Jeff Weltman consistently talk about is the right fit for different reasons. So whatever might happen in free agency, what does that player, if you add, have to have for you?
The character one. That's a big key for our locker room and the group that we have, because you don't want to take away from what this young core is doing. And I think a lot of times you can do that if you bring the wrong player into the building. You want to have someone that understands winning. You want to have someone that understands how to help other guys be better. Obviously, shooting is always a case that we've talked about in many areas. But the ability to impact winning at a high level, but also allow those around you to grow and you help them become better as well.
I think you need another 6'8" wing. That's what this team is missing right now. Just a 6'8" to 6'10" guy that can, with versatility. You guys have a type. Let me tell you that.
But it's also the ability, the organized versatility is what we like to call it now. Organized versatility.
Well, speaking of which, organized versatility just walked through the door.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean that's very special, very special. So the ability to have that along with a basketball IQ, so now you're reading, reacting, and playing off each other, defending multiple positions at a high level is what you want on a team.
Coach, I know you're humble. You didn't want me to announce that you'd actually won an award tonight, but you did beat out for Coach of the Year. The voters voted you over Todd Bowles of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Paul Maurice, who just won a Stanley Cup for the Florida Panthers, Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat. So, Coach, very, very good company, and congratulations, and thank you for all you've done for sports.
I'm truly honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you,
Coach Jamal Mosley.
Thank you. Thank you. You guys are fantastic.
Thank you,
I
Coach.
appreciate you all.
Speaking of organized versatility, Kravs, you wanna introduce our next award winner?
I would be honored to. Tonight I am proud to hand out the award of Comeback Player of the Year here in Central Florida. When you think of what this award means, what it represents, it's resilience, it's perseverance, it's an unwavering belief in yourself, and that despite all the naysayers, that you're going to come back. And you're not just going to be present, but you're actually going to be the best version of yourself. And there's not an athlete in this room that exemplifies that better than this man right here. It is truly an honor to welcome to the stage the Minister of Defense, #1, Jonathan Isaac.
J.I.
He's tall. He's a big guy. You notice that?
You didn't have to say that, Mark.
What's up, fellas?
Yeah.
JL, why did you never doubt yourself when everybody else did?
I can't say that I never doubted myself, honestly. The road was really, really tough. And honestly, I got to give it to Christ, man. If I didn't have my faith to lean back on, if I didn't have people in my life that really believed in me, my wife, my pastor, the team, to stick with me when they could have said, this is it. And so that's been the thing that has kept me. But there's been plenty of times that I said, man, this might be it.
When you talk about your faith a lot, which I think is great. When you talk about your relationship with Christ, when you're going through those, the rehab and the tough times, and you're doubting yourself, do you actually have conversations? What's that like?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, one is getting in the Word. It's like a perspective thing. Like there's a way to look at it. I can look at it from the standpoint of this is happening to me, and I have no control over it. And then when you go to the Word and you try to find that different perspective of God knows the end from the beginning. He knows why He's allowed what He's allowed, and I can go through it for a purpose to make me better. And then one of the things that I learned is that when you go through something, you can identify with other people who have been through things, because we all go through things. And now I have a greater appreciation for guys that come back from injury, guys that get injured. I'm able to offer a perspective, and it has made me a better, more mature, grounded person, follower of Christ, and now I can impart that to other people.
Jonathan, you arrived in Orlando, and the Magic were just still trying to find an identity. What's it been like to watch the team go from when you got here to now being one of the rising young teams of the NBA?
It's been amazing. It really has been awesome. Like I remember just walking through the doors, and not to speak badly on the team that we had, but there was just this kind of doom and gloom energy about us, where we would show up and say, we know what the year is going to be, we know what this game is going to be, and then we had a little bit of a turnaround with Coach Clifford, and started to have a little bit of energy, but it was still kind of like we would never really had enough to get done, and then to have Coach come in and it just to invent the culture and to have an energy and a presence. You walk in the building, we're hopeful. The staff, there's everybody that's working with the team has this energy about them that this can be the year, this can be the game, this can be the moment that we go to the next level. And to see us take those little steps of growth, of maturity, to get to the playoffs, to get to a Game 7. I'm walking into the summer. I know the whole team is, but there's no doubt that we're going to take that next step this upcoming season.
You're comeback player of the year. That's why you're sitting here right now, and you've had to come back from a lot. What was the lowest moment for you through all the trials and tribulations and the Disney bubble injury?
Yeah.
What was the moment where you said you doubted yourself? When did you doubt yourself the most?
I would say it was the groin one, because I had really felt like I was on the other side of everything, and I had played a little bit from there. Like I think I came back for 11 games, and it was just in a practice. Like it wasn't even like it was in a game time situation. We were just working out, and I made a move, and I said, oh my gosh, like I felt something pop. And then I go to the trainers, and they're like, no, there's no way. Like there's no way something popped. Like it's, you're just doing that. So we go through the whole thing, and then we get the MRI, and it's like, yeah, it's torn. And I remember Coach, we were in the hotel room, and he came and put his arm around me, and I just started bawling. And I'm just like, I got to get out the hotel, because I'm just gonna lose my mind. And so that was really tough for me. And then it was just kind of like back to square one. What do I have to do? What's the procedure? And kind of tackling one day at a time. Jonathan,
everybody knows you've written a book. You stand for things that you believe in, literally sometimes. Why do you sometimes take a position that is maybe unpopular?
Man, I wish I knew. Honestly, I try to be authentic, and I try to do what I feel like God is calling me to do. And sometimes it's right in the eyes of other people, or it's wrong in the eyes of other people, but I can't do anything other than, I can, but I try my best to choose not to do anything outside of what I feel like he's calling me to do. And I have the support of the people closest to me, and to me, that's all that matters. And I kind of just let the chips fall where they may.
After watching that debate last night, I think you should run for president. Seriously.
How
about that? J.I. for president.
I'd vote for him.
Absolutely.
Jonathan, I'm an advanced analytic geek, and some may know, most do not know, but statistically there's a stretch second half of the season. You're the best defensive player of the NBA. Not even close. What is it like to specialize in something that a lot of young players don't understand, but the defensive effort, the ability of guarding 5 different guys, why do you excel at that?
I don't know. Like I don't have like the answers to like what I do that for some reason results in defensive stops or anything like that.
But you clearly like playing defense.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do like playing defense. I like adding value to the team. And for me, since the time I've been in the league, like in high school, I wasn't like this big defensive player. College, when I got to Florida State under Leonard Hamilton, it was definitely like a focus of like defense. But getting into the league, I struggled offensively early on because I was just so nervous, and it was like defensively is something I can just kind of put my all into, and it just kind of stuck. And now it's just like I'm not going into the game like I'm trying to be a great defensive player. I'm just playing as hard as I can, and it turns into blocks and steals and getting stops.
Who's the toughest assignment for you?
There's a mix of guys. Tatum is very difficult to guard. Guys like Paul George, KD, and then trying to stick with these little guards when we do switch is a hassle for me as well.
I've always wanted to ask a Magic player this, and I'm going to ask you this. Like, we know Mo Wagner, your teammate.
Yeah.
He's not well liked around the league. Does he even get under you guys' skin sometime?
Yeah, he has his days. Because he's so he just honestly in the best way, like, is somebody who wears his emotions on his sleeve, and but he loves the game, and he loves his teammates, and he loves everything about what we're trying to build. And for him, he just can't contain it sometimes. So sometimes we'll be in practice and we're like, come on, Mo. Like he's going 100 miles per hour. Coach, even gets on him sometimes. But it's just, it's one of the guys that you just love the way that they are. Cole Anthony's another guy, crazy. Don't know if he's always there all the time, but you love him because he loves the game and he wants to win and he plays extremely hard.
I want to ask you the same thing I asked Coach Mose. We do have some high school athletes in here. You've been the model of resilience and perseverance throughout your career. Can you give them some advice?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the things that I like to say to young people is that, there are so many resources to work on your game, to work on, playing and everything like that. But it equates to such a small amount of time if you think about how long we play the game for years in our lives, or just the moment of being on the court. Like some guys play 40 minutes, some guys play 10. Who you are is the most important thing, and to find ways to develop that, develop character, develop maturity, develop resiliency, and taking responsibility and things like that are so much more important and last so much longer than how you make a jump shot. And so again, for me, that is Christ. That is, having a mentor in your life, having somebody that has been through it to walk you through it, and the more that you take that seriously, the more that you develop as a person, and it'll show up past, your ability to play a game.
Jonathan Isaac, the Minister of Defense, the comeback player of the year, not just in the state of Florida, throughout the country, if you ask me. Jonathan Isaac, thank you so much.
Real quick, I told Coach, it was like when Joel told me comeback player of the year, I was like, I'm thinking it's just on the Magic. I'm like, who else came back? Like, did I just win this by default? But now that I know it's bigger than that, I appreciate it. And
you beat out Baker Mayfield.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Jonathan Isaac. All right, straight ahead, we go from sports excellence to sports idiotology as the Mikeys roll on from the Hilton, Altamont Springs.
Broadcasting.
And you're clear, buddy.
Law firm of
Got about 4 minutes.
Why Kaufman and Lind? Find out at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone.
This traffic report is sponsored by Safe Touch Security, home of the 45-second or less response guarantee.
This report is sponsored by Early Learning Coalition of Osceola County.
Heavy traffic reported on I-4 today in the Orlando area for those traveling east and westbound on the interstate by the major attractions exits and through downtown. No major problems or delays to report so far up and down the turnpike or along the 408. If you see traffic problems today, make sure to call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
Check.
Want to give your child a learning experience?
Check. All right, thank you guys for coming in. I go by the name of Kelly Velez, Kelly V. We appreciate you all for being here at the Mikey's. So what I'm going to do, we have 2 pairs of Buccaneers tickets to give out today. So I'm going to work this out. If you want one, I'll give you a ticket. And throughout the night, we'll have a good time. We're going to party, go get some food, go get some drink. We have a lot more coming. And I'll come to you, give you those tickets, and then we'll pick a winner later on in the night. Enjoy, y'all. Thank you for coming in. Tea time's in the building. We got 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I need to get some time. Yes. So I'll just run it like this, you know what I mean?
Details and more at shopidc.com.
I want to learn how to cook, but I keep ordering.
Check.
Cam, how much time we have?
Check.
You got 2 minutes. In just
15
minutes a day.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Help you start having conversations in as little as 3 weeks. Words and phrases you'll actually use. So when someone asks, how's your French going? You can say, now try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn everyday purchases into extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like
Have you guys? Have you?
airport lounges, where you just check in and chill out. Open up a
Maybe the one.
What's in your wallet?
No. You want us to go find some?
Right there.
I think the one in the green skirt, right?
Capital
Why
One
do
has
you
a
ask?
rewards credit card that's perfect for you.
Ah.
With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn everyday
1 minute, guys.
extraordinary trips. Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. When dining out or shopping at the grocery store, ask for sustainable seafood. By choosing sustainable seafood, you can help reduce overfishing, bycatch, loss of top predators, illegal fishing, and other harmful environmental impacts. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
20 seconds.
To take on NYCFC tonight. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. on 96.9 The Game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app, presented by WG Sports Center.
And here we go, guys. Your mic is hot.
Now, back to the 13th annual Mikey Awards, live from the Hilton Orlando Altamont Springs.
We are back at the 13th annual Mikey Awards. Come join us, 315 North Lake Boulevard in Altamont Springs, Orlando Hilton. We still have some seats available. You can get tickets at the door. We started doing this award years and years ago. It's evolved. It used to be the Shop Doctor Buffoonery Award, okay? But the Shop Doctor, of course, retired a few years ago, and then I go on with Lynch and Taco in the morning on WJRR, our sister station, 101.1 FM, and they're the premier rock and roll DJs in the country, as everybody knows, and they do this thing on their show. Well, Lynch, why don't you explain it again? Idiotology, what you do on your show in the morning.
We loosely call it a newscast. We do it 3 times each morning. It's the news you don't really hear about on TV or radio. It's the idiotic stories that are never ending around the globe, and we found that our audience really enjoys those, and we like to break them down and analyze them every morning and have some fun with that. And idiotology extends and knows no boundaries, including sports, as you could attest.
Yes, and with that, Bulldog, comes like the Florida man kind of stories
Yeah.
of life, you know? I mean, we're the home of all the idiotic stuff, unfortunately, us 3 being some of the only natives born here.
Right.
Right? I mean,
Absolutely.
some of them.
Yeah. All right, so there is obviously, as Taco just said, there's idiotology in sports, and we have commissioned you guys to come up with the Sports Idiotology Awards. So, Lynch, you want to give us the list of nominees?
All of these, I think, had a legitimate shot at winning. So with that, the nominees for the Lynch and Taco WJRR Sports Idiotology Award here at the Mikeys, the College Football Playoff Committee leaving FSU out of the playoff.
Okay.
The Gators offering Jaden Rashada a $14 million NIL deal, then backing out on it. The PGA Tour versus Live Golf, ongoing buffoonery, as the shot doctor would say. And finally, the Louisville police situation with Scotty Scheffler getting hauled off to jail prior to his round. That's a tough call, right? I mean.
All right, before Taco's got the winner, all right, but the voters voted on this. Before we announce the winner, though, who would you guys vote for?
I would go with the FSU.
FSU getting left out of the college football playoff?
I would. I think that's pretty idiotic.
Although there are a lot of people, mostly from the SEC, who agreed with that, right?
I would have gone the FSU being left, and I'm a Hurricanes fan.
Right.
FSU got the fuzzy end of the lollipop, man.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, but I think I told you guys on your show this week, to me, the Gators offering Jaden Rashada, a high school quarterback who nobody knew how good he was, all right? He was a 4-star. It's not like he was the best quarterback in the country, all right? They offered him a $13.8 million NIL deal. So that's Idiotology 1, all right? Idiotology 2, they backed out on it, and he transfers. And then Idiotology 3, they get sued by Jaden Rashada. So to me, that's triple idiotology. So that's what I would vote.
You'd be a good prosecutor.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Laying it out.
Hey, Bulldog, I never realized how much, I mean, because you don't come into the studio too much anymore, and we just do it via the phone. You're looking more and more like Joe Rogan. You really are. I mean, when he's in black, you're getting, like, big hands now. Like
big hands?
Like, working out.
You throwing fists?
I think your hands are getting stronger, dude. You look a little like Joe Rogan, I swear.
Okay, cool.
And one other thing I have to say.
Some people say I look like Howie Mandel.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, okay.
The fist bump. One other thing I have to say, I was very honored to wear Jonathan Isaac's headphones. I was like, whoa, dude. That's pretty rad. Because I represent Luck Dog.
Oh, he's got his Magic shirt on underneath.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
That was for Coach Mose and Jonathan Isaac. I know they just stepped over to the restroom real quick.
Okay. All right. So PGA Tour Live, that wasn't idiotology in my book. That actually made a lot of golfers a lot of money. Did it not?
It did. They got to figure something out, man.
Right.
It's just, you know.
Scotty Scheffler getting hauled off to jail. That would be might be my number 2 vote here.
It was idiotic on both sides, though. I think it was pretty idiotic that the chef, as I call him, did what he did, but for them to go that far, it's like, come on, dude. Seriously.
That is one of those deals where you think both sides could have maybe said, hey, okay, let's take a step back here.
Because they're in cars that are identifiable.
Yeah.
They're sponsor cars, so you know that this individual's playing on the tour.
Yeah.
Just
the number 1 player on the
Yeah, of course.
Right.
He's not only playing on the tour, he's pretty good.
All right, Taco Bob, what do the voters say?
All right, the winner of the 2nd annual Lynch and Taco JRR Sports Idiotology Award. I need a drum roll. Come on, I know no one. Come on, let's get into it. We're going to go with According to the voters, the Gators offering Jaden Rashada a $14 million NIL deal. NIL deal.
NIL.
NIL, and then backing right out of it.
You know what NIL stands for?
Name, interest, likeness.
Close.
Dear darn.
Name,
Image.
Image.
No.
I get this.
Actually, it stands for now it's legal.
I like it. You know what? I have NIL deals, dude. I got them.
All right, Jaden Rashada and the Gator Collective wins the Lynch and Taco WJRR Sports Idiotology Award. If you guys are into rock and roll and what DJs used to be like, these guys, listen to their show every morning.
You're too kind, Mike Bianchi.
Very nice, and thanks for doing our show every day. Congrats to you for an amazing event that you've done for many years, and keep it going on, brother.
Well, we appreciate you guys showing up today for the Mikeys. All right, that is it for the Sports Idiotology Award. When we come back, we're going to actually get back to some sports excellence, all right? We're going to go from idiotology to excellence right here at the 13th Annual Mikeys. That is coming up next.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/radio. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're having a good time out there. Everybody having a good time. Welcome to the Mikeys once again. Thank you for coming in. I'm going to say it once again. I have a couple tickets here. If you are interested in some Buccaneers tickets, I'm going to come over to you. Just wave me down. I'll give you some. And then at the end of the night, we're going to do a raffle. All right? I have a couple here. I'll get some more later. I promise you. But just hold on to them, and we'll get straight to you, okay? And I might put the mic in your face and say something nice for the people, and we'll be all good. We'll be all good.
Digestive health issues can take over your entire day.
Who's looking for some tickets? Where we at? I saw a whole bunch over here. I got
bloated and uncomfortable. Hi, Taylor. I'm Ellen.
How did you get into my bathroom?
Never mind that. You need to try the squatty potty. The squatting position is clinically proven to increase emptiness for 85% of individuals.
Anybody else want some?
Much better. You can go now.
Available now at Walmart and Amazon.com.
You can go now.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just
Charmin, say something nice for the people.
Pays.com.
Everybody having a good time? Yeah!
Worth of your policy.
Woo! You're damn right there. It's the Mikey.
No obligation.
Yeah!
Get real value from your life insurance when you need it.
Here you go, brother. That's for you.
Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Of course. For bucks.
Big changes in life are often followed by big changes to your hair. Whether it's long, short, curly, straight, blonde, brown, or even purple. Your hair is an expression of your identity. Pantene Infinite Lengths Pro Vitamin Formula rebuilds hair bonds as well as a leading luxury brand to keep your hair healthy so you can authentically express yourself. Pantene is proud to partner with iHeartRadio and P&G in supporting Can't Cancel Pride and the entire LGBTQ+ community. Links of strength.
All right, where am I going? Tickets. Anybody need some?
Can'tCancelPride.com.
For the Bucks tickets?
Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit HCAFloridaHealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
You put it off all month, but guys, you need to act.
Minute and a half.
Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So if it's time to pop the question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all fashion jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000.
We have about a minute left. Anybody else interested in some Buccaneers tickets, some Bucks tickets. I'm over here, the tall man with the big ears.
Just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to zero, so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center for Orlando location.
30 seconds.
And more at shopidc.com on approved credit.
This report is sponsored by Early Learning Coalition of Osceola County.
Want to give your child a learning experience that's free, fun, and gets them ready for the future? The voluntary pre-kindergarten program is your answer. It's available at no cost to any 4-year-old child residing.
20 seconds.
Our website at elcosceola.org. That's elcosceola.org.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine.
10 seconds.
Been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-7...
And here we go, guys.
83.
Your mic is hot.
Now back to the Hilton Orlando Altamont Springs for the 13th annual Mikey Awards.
We are back for the 13th annual Mikey Awards. The room is filling up. We do have some room available if you want to come join us. If you're just getting off work, come on over. Very casual affair. So come over. We got a dinner buffet here. We've got a bar. Kravitz, is there any food left, Kravitz, after your third plate?
I am on to my first drink, actually. So we are progressing the night.
It is the non-alcoholic Heineken that he's drinking.
We're giving a KV. You've been giving away prizes. What were those Bucks tickets you were just
Yeah,
giving
we
away?
have some Bucks tickets to give away, ladies and gentlemen. Have a lot more tickets to go out there soon, so just be patient. You know, we're going to entertain y'all here first, and then we're going to get back to business. I like the way you did that, by the way. He covered the advertising on the beer, so nobody knows. They're not paying for this, so very good. Very
I
good,
don't care that they know I'm drinking, but Heineken's going to need to pay if they're going to get onto the Mikeys.
Oh, 100%.
Well, let's remember, the Mikeys is sponsored by Bud Light.
Correct.
So you need to be drinking
What
Bud
is
Light.
what is that?
Huh?
Right? Oh,
Say,
Bud Light.
yeah.
No pressure. No pressure.
Oh, the Bud Light comes with a ticket. I wanted to support the hotel.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
All right, our next set of awards in Central Florida, these are my favorite awards, all right? The Boys and Girls Central Florida High School Athletes of the Year. Mark, you know, you do a high school football segment on your show every week. Central Florida is a hotbed for high school sports. Doesn't matter if it's football, baseball, lacrosse, swimming, track and field, you name it. We have great athletes in this area, don't we?
We do. It's not just football. It gets a lot of attention. I mean, we've got athletes that excel in all sports here. We've got, you take a look at Olympic teams and the athletes that have made that process to get to there. And Orlando has always been so deep with tremendous support. We have some incredible high school programs in the area, great coaching, great parent support, and we get a chance to honor them tonight.
Yeah, and we always name our high school sports awards after Joe Skinner, a former high school athlete in Central Florida, a really good baseball player, great baseball player at Bishop Moore High School. He passed away, I think it's been 8 years ago now, at the age of 17 when he was diagnosed with a rare form of leukemia. And we like to name our high school award after Joe Skinner. You remember Joe Skinner. Hadn't he signed at UCF?
Joe signed to UCF, was going to come play at UCF, and I've known Joe's mom for years, and she comes out and supports the Knights, and she's an incredible woman, and Joe's memory will always live on at UCF.
Absolutely. All right, let's start with the Girls High School Athlete of the Year. We had a lot of strong candidates this year, but none as strong as our winner. We mean that figuratively and literally. Just as she did last year, she dominated her weight class with double gold medals at the state weightlifting championships. This year, though, I think she tied the state meet record with a winning 400-pound total in the bench press and the clean and jerk. Just a great student athlete. Our Central Florida Girls High School Athlete of the Year, Alexandria Alex Green of Winter Springs High School. Alex, come on up. Alex didn't want to talk, but I told her, you have to come up and talk to us. We're going to ask you the tough questions, Alex. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You want to thank anybody? Thank your mom, your parents, your coaches?
I always try to thank them.
Who's here tonight with you? Who's here?
So my dad's in the purple, my mom's in the blue, my aunt is next to my mom, and then I have two family friends, Dawn and Crystal, next to them.
That's awesome. Wow.
So how did you get into weightlifting?
So actually going into my freshman year of high school, I played volleyball. And the last volleyball practice, the boys and girls weightlifting coach came in and was like, you guys should join weightlifting.
Yeah?
And he was pretty much like, you're on the team, like come in Monday. So I was like, okay. And here I am. And then I just kind of stuck with it.
So what do you like about it, I guess?
There was always room for improvement. I found like almost like a spark. And it was just like a calling, really. I like enjoyed just being in there and pretty much trying to grow, be like the best version of myself every time.
Do you specialize in any particular aspect of weightlifting? Is there a certain category that you feel like you're best in?
Bench.
Same.
Everything.
It's always, every day is chest day.
Everything was so technical, like the movements, so bench was just easy because it was pure strength.
Have you found that since you got into weightlifting and excelled at it, that it sort of, I don't know, motivated you in other aspects of your life?
Yeah, I think it opened my eyes to a lot of things, like what you do for your body and like nutrition and just like working out, like how it helps you. Because I think most people think weightlifting is just lifting weights, but there's a lot of, or at least what my coach had told me was weightlifting is 75% mental and 25% strength. It was always like you're fighting yourself, you're fighting your mind, not the weight. Like when you go and compete against someone, it wasn't you're competing against that person, you're really competing against the weight because you want to be the best you can be and then kind of hope that you beat that person.
You look back from when you started to where you are now. What's that journey been like, and do you look back and go, oh wow, I used to be that, now I'm here?
Well, actually, like, I'm not at my peak right now, but when I look back as a freshman, I think it was crazy because I broke school history being like the first freshman to make it to States. So then from there, I was just driven to be the best I could, and then I just kept being better and better. Like I didn't stop being better. And I look back at it like, holy crap, like that actually happened.
I can't stop looking at her family and just how proud they are of her in this moment. It is so cool.
We are all proud of Alex for what she's done, Alex. Last one. You're at UNF now up in Jacksonville.
Yes.
Are there many weightlifting teams in college?
So not really, actually. With it being an Olympic sport, it's kind of surprising. But a lot of smaller colleges have actual teams that you can get sponsors or scholarships from, and then a lot of like universities have clubs, but you don't really like compete that much. Like UNF has a club. There's not really like as team-wise. A lot of things outside of college are what you can compete in. So there's high school or like school kind of competing, but there's also like national or like anyone who plays a sport goes a club, like an AA or AU, I mean, and those are like where you really get like the outside experience, and a lot of colleges kind of don't really dip into that.
We need more college weightlifting is what we need. All right, our girls' high school athlete of the year, Alexandria Alex Green of Winter Springs High School. Alex, thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, our Central Florida Boys High School Athlete of the Year was a dual sport star during his senior season in football. He made 44 catches, 691 yards, 6 touchdowns, including a dramatic game-winning score with 19 seconds left to go in the Rams' 12-8 victory over county rival number 2 ranked Seminole in a Region 1 semifinal game, but lacrosse is his sport of choice. He led Lake Mary to a second consecutive Class 2A state title, a near undefeated record. I think they lost one game or one match in lacrosse. He came up big in big games. He totaled 6 goals in the state semifinal and the championship. Wow. USA Lacrosse Magazine named him as the Player of the Year in the South. He signed to play college lacrosse at the University of North Carolina. Our Central Florida Boys High School Athlete of the Year, Caden Harshbarger, Lake Mary High School. So how did football help lacrosse, and how did lacrosse help football?
It's all the same. It's all competition. I'm a competitor, and I just love being on a field, and they go hand in hand.
When you probably could have gotten a football scholarship, I would assume, but
yeah.
Obviously your credentials are more in lacrosse. When did you get involved with lacrosse, or which sport did you get involved with first?
I was always a flag football kid growing up, and I always wanted to play tackle, and my mom wouldn't let me play tackle, so the next
what a good mom you are.
The next more contact was lacrosse, so that's where I picked it up in 3rd grade, I think, and now here I am.
And when did she finally allow you to play tackle? High school?
I played Pop Warner 8th grade, and then all high school.
Ken, you go home and say, Mom, okay, they're not tackling with, they hit me with a stick, you know? So
I know. I think she realized after a couple of years that maybe wasn't.
You pick up lacrosse while the sport explodes. What's it been like to watch the growth of lacrosse, which for the most part used to be Northeast, kind of Midwest, but now it's exploded in the South? What's it been like to watch the sport grow?
It's awesome. I mean, as a competitor and a player, that's all you want to see. You want to watch your sport grow and more people play, and I mean, even like as I'm starting to coach some kids and train some kids, there's so many little kids just wanting to play, and I think that's the biggest blessing you can see as a player that's made it to the college level.
I am truly ignorant when it comes to the world of lacrosse. I respect the hell out of the sport, though. Who's the Mahomes, the LeBron Curry of lacrosse? Who do lacrosse players like yourself look up to?
Paul Rabel. He founded the PLL, which is the Professional Lacrosse League, so he's known as pretty much the greatest of all time.
What is it about him that makes him so great?
Just everything. He's literally like LeBron of lacrosse, so just his whole game.
Okay, you're Lacrosse Magazine's Player of the Year in the South. You're going to North Carolina. You got to get some NIL money for that, right?
Let's hope, yeah.
I got $10. You guys want to pull some money together?
Need some.
No, why North Carolina?
Everything's awesome about that place. Chapel Hill, it's beautiful. The coaching staff, awesome. I just felt welcome there. The whole team, bunch of great dudes, and just love it there.
Who are the 5 college powerhouses in lacrosse?
Notre Dame, Virginia, Duke. I want to throw UNC in there. Syracuse. Those are pretty much the top schools, top dogs.
What about in the state of Florida? There's women's lacrosse at the University of Florida.
There's a men's D1 at Jacksonville University, and that's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ken, when did you realize in lacrosse that maybe you were really good at this, and then you begin to score, you become a marked player and so forth, but when did it kind of hit you like, okay, I think I'm pretty good at this?
Probably my first year. I thought I was pretty good.
Awesome. Open up. Be a little bit more open. You can kind of share a level of confidence.
Right away,
Dad, was that right? Yeah.
I've always been like a fast kid, and when you're that little, all that matters is speed, really getting to the goal. And I've just used that over the years to continue to get better. I've put on some weight and strength, which, that'll help in college and throughout my career. So but really just the speed aspect when I started, and it kind of just ramped up.
You and Brandon on a face-off. Who wins?
Oh, God.
Do you want my answer?
Hey, Caden, did you know Marc Daniels used to be a professional lacrosse broadcaster?
Oh, I did indoor lacrosse.
Yeah.
That's correct. I did the Orlando team. I did the indoor lacrosse.
There's
Traveled
no
the
limit.
country.
No limit.
That's
for this
awesome.
Yeah. Have game. I'll do it. You better believe it. Yeah. Yeah.
Caden Harshbarger, our boys high school athlete of the year, Lake Mary High School. Caden, good luck at North Carolina. It is a beautiful campus up there.
Thank you, guys. I'm honored.
Congratulations. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk to a man who has helped make Orlando the best sports event city in the country. Did you guys realize we are in the best sports event city in the country? Jason Siegel's going to join us next on Open Mic. Or the Mikeys, I'm sorry.
96.9.
And you're clear.
FM, HD, online at 969thegame.com, on your phone with the iHeartRadio app, and on hundreds of devices like Alexa, Google Home, Xbox, and Sonos, an iHeartRadio station.
This traffic report is sponsored by Safe Touch
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for coming through. The Mikey Awards, we are live. I have some more tickets. If I did not get to you for these Bucks tickets, I have some more for you. Matter of fact,
Interstate in Seminole County.
2 seconds. Let me come back over here to make sure. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
Bridge. No problems to report for those taking the turnpike north or southbound. If you see traffic problems, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
HCA Florida Alafaya Emergency, located just south of the intersection of East Colonial Drive and North Alafaya Road, is now open 24/7. Visit hcafloridahealthcare.com to learn more. This emergency department is part of Oviedo Medical Center. This is not an urgent care center. Its services are billed at hospital rates.
iHeartRadio Earth is here with little tips for a healthier planet. When dining out or shopping at the grocery store, ask for sustainable seafood. By choosing sustainable seafood, you can help reduce overfishing, bycatch, loss of top predators, illegal fishing, and other harmful environmental impacts. Brought to you by iHeartRadio Earth and the National Environmental Education Foundation. To find more tips for smarter, sustainable living, or to take action in your own community, go to iHeartRadio.com/Earth.
Embers Only is brought to you by Corona Cigar Company. CoronaCigar.com.
Anybody need some tickets for these Bucks tickets on this side, raffle?
July savings from the Home Depot. With free delivery on over 2 million items, you can make the most of summer grilling and dig into gardening. Plus, get same-day delivery on thousands of products like power tools and storage to tackle any last-minute garage project. Summer your way with 4th of July savings from the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. subject to availability.
The comfort of your favorite seat is now also your comfy car-selling throne.
You got to wake up, man. You got to wake. You almost missed out on the tickets. I told you.
And get a real offer in seconds.
There's no place.
Once again, we're doing a raffle for Bucks tickets. Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I have a question.
I got you right here.
Just
flag me down, tall man with the big ears. I told you.
Summarize your class.
Lee, I see you.
Or want to create a recipe with ingredients you already have in your fridge. Meta AI has the answers. You can also research topics, explore interests, and so much more. It's the most advanced AI at your fingertips. Expand your world with Meta AI. Now on Instagram, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Messenger.
Okay, so they're going to rejoin on the phone.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With Venture X, earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. And turn everyday purchases into extraordinary.
1 minute, guys.
Plus, receive premium travel benefits like access to over 1,300 airport lounges where you just check in and chill out. Open up a world of possibilities with Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access.
I appreciate you. Thank you, man.
See CapitalOne.com for details.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? On America's birthday weekend, why not stop by America's #1 brakes destination? Right now, you can save 15% when you buy a set of OE quality Duralast pads and rotors, and up to 50% when you bundle Shop Pro Brake Cleaner.
30 seconds.
with Sil Glide Brake Lubricant. It's just part of our 4th of July sale at AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
We have a special gift for you. Now you can download podcasts and summer shows. Listen whenever, wherever you want. It's all on demand. Just check out 969thegame.com/podcasts.
WYGM.
25 seconds.
Here we go. To Cocoa Beach. We are football. We are FM 96.9, the game.
The awards.
10 seconds.
Back to the Hilton Orlando Altamont Springs for the 13th annual Mikey Awards.
I know, I'll remember that.
All right, guys, Mike is hot.
What a great song.
Is he
Let's go! Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Mikeys. Let Michael talk to you.
Cam. Oh, my God. Oh, Cam. Oh, worst song ever.
Oh, man.
This is the worst song. And I can't believe you would pollute the Mikey.
This is a vibe. Come on now.
Yeah, he sang it. He sang it, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, my God.
You feel it in your soul, don't you?
I can't believe it. We are back at the Mikey's. Come join us. We still have food left on the buffet.
Look, you're proud of me? I
Daniel's
took some food.
Daniel's.
What did I say about a small plate?
Yep,
That's
small
right.
plate.
There you
Got
go.
wings. Those wings look good, by the way.
They do. They're very good, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Come join us, Altamont Springs, Hilton, 350 North Lake Boulevard. If you're driving home from work, stop by and have some fun with us. Before we get back to handing out some more awards, I want to bring up a man right now who quite frankly, if not for guys like this, we wouldn't be having Sports Awards show, because he has helped make Orlando sports what it is. I've said many times, we would not be having these Mikey Awards if it wasn't for our sports leadership in this city. Guys like Mayor Buddy Dyer, Steve Hogan of Florida Citrus Sports, and the man we're going to bring up right now. He is Jason Siegel, President, CEO of the Greater Orlando Sports Commission. Let's hear it for Jason.
There he is. All right.
Jason Siegel, thank you for helping make Orlando a great sports city. In fact, the best sports city in America.
Yeah.
According to Street, what?
Sports Business Journal.
I was
Yeah.
going to say Street and Smith.
Yeah. No, thank you guys, because all of that gets amplified in this community because of the three of you and for many, many years. So thank you, Michael and Mark and Big Guy here. We appreciate everything you do for our community.
By the way, Jason, you're a hockey guy, right?
I am a hockey guy.
Are you pumped about the Panthers?
Yeah, listen, we keep the cup in Florida, and we didn't love the Florida Everblades winning the ECHL championship.
Right.
All my friends at the Solar Bears,
Right.
but Gators won a hockey championship. Miami won a hockey championship in their respective,
The Gators won a hockey
yeah,
championship?
club
team.
hockey.
Yeah, the club team won a
Really?
championship.
Yeah.
Wow.
So a lot of championship hockey in this town, pal, in this state. Yeah.
You want to know why? You want to know why the Florida teams are so good at hockey?
Yeah.
Because we skate on thin ice.
I read your column.
Okay.
I read your column.
Nobody else does.
Hey, Mike, they're not laughing because they already know the joke, okay?
We got Copa America going on. We got matches coming here tomorrow and on Monday. I'm going to ask you to kind of tell people how important international soccer has become to everything that you are doing at the Sports Commission. These games coming to town, and just what has happened the last few years where we become really a hotbed for international soccer.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, a lot of credit certainly to Joni Sherman, Mike Clary, and that team back in '92 to get the World Cup in '94. The Olympics come in '96. Orlando City, it comes to town, and now the Will family doing such a great job with the Pride and with Orlando City. And then at the same time, Ricardo Villar gets going with the Florida Cup, and we were there to aid and help as he was getting started early on. And next thing you know, you're getting like these really great matches. Florida Citrus Sports jumps into the mix and gets involved in a big way. And before you know it, it's Man City, Barcelona. We just had USA, Brazil. We've got Copa in town. I mean, we've been hosting U.S. men's and women's soccer for years and years in this community. So now to have, the dollars and the investment from Orange County, elected officials, the support of Mayor Dyer you mentioned. At every turn we have resources and venues to be able to do what we can to, 60,000, for USA Brazil. We're almost sold out tomorrow for Copa for Canada versus Chile. And I imagine we'll get a great crowd coming out. And then, fingers crossed, the Pride Rate haven't lost. They're killing it. And Orlando City coming off a great year as well. So as diverse as this community becomes, I think it's great that we're able to have so many different offerings in a sport that's beloved around the world.
Could you highlight some of the sports that create the honor that you were given of helping to run the greatest, best sports city in the country? What other sports? And we always have our minds so locked on football, on baseball, on basketball, but what are the other sports that help create that distinction?
Kravitz, I brought my cheat sheet with me. I'm in charge of not leaving people out, but I mean, if you look at our community right now we're hosting 5,800 volleyball teams at the convention center. There's 254 courts. They're going to do somewhere north of $500 million worth of business. So when we go to the Sports Business Journal and some of these other folks, we're obviously telling our story around the world. I'll be over in Paris. We're going to meet with the U.S. Olympic Committee. We're going to meet with the IOC. We're going to meet with a lot of those governing bodies. But if you take a look at, we're in negotiations right now with WWE. G League is here. I mentioned U.S. Olympic teams. We had the marathon here. We're looking at rugby in 31 and 33. LA, pre-events for the LA Olympics in 28. Of course, all the great work that we're doing with the NCAA. We've hosted more national championships in Orlando than in any other city over this last cycle. We had Charlie Baker, the president of the NCAA, in town a couple of weeks ago, spent a day and a half with us to talk about the future of Orlando. AAU mentioned high school sports. Obviously, we've hosted many of the FHSAA championships, Full Sail for esports, LPGA, PGA, USTA,
Is that all?
Arnold Palmer Invitational. You start to bundle all that, and obviously we've got on the shoulders of the Magic and our great bowl games and so many of those iconic legacy events that we've had in our community. But now it's like we have the ability to build on it. I know that there's another round of investments going into our stadiums, so that's great. And that gives us the ability to get really competitive when we go out and compete against, 50 other cities who would like to, we've got a target on our back. We'd like to retain that #1 position and continue to bring great events here. We're looking at Women's World Cup in a couple of years. We've signed our letter of intent there. Hopefully some Club World Cup next summer. There's just a myriad of opportunities, and our phone ringing off the hook.
Talk about how we got robbed not getting the Men's World Cup games.
Yeah, listen, 5 years of our lives that we put into that, and we knew what we were up against. We knew that it was going to be challenging, and certainly the other 16 cities all had NFL stadiums, NFL teams, NFL owners in those markets. So we were excited to get through the round of 32, down to the round of 23, down to 17 U.S. cities, and it was really tough. I had a victory speech and I had a concession speech ready that night, and I would say this: if
Sounds like my columns when the Magic play. I have a winning column and a losing.
Yeah, if even a slight amount of pressure from that came into play when it was able to tell our story and try to get the $400 million to keep improving Camping World Stadium, then maybe it'll be delayed gratification. We'll make up for it in the future.
Okay, you guys have done a great job, obviously, but here's what we need you to do.
Yes, sir. Tell me. Taking notes.
We are getting our stadium renovated, $400 million worth of renovation.
I know where you're going.
We need the Jaguars here in 2027.
Wouldn't that be great?
Right?
Yeah.
And we need the Florida-Georgia game.
Yeah, that'd be something.
2027. Can you get that done?
Steve Hogan and Florida Citrus Sports do an incredible job. They're great partners in this community, and I think they'll take a leadership role with Alan Johnson and Craig Borkin and the venues team, and of course Mayor Dyer, Mayor Demings. We've got to position ourselves to make sure that I know they're talking about another community that might host, but we've got to make sure we're the front runners.
U.S. Olympic Marathon trials were here.
Yeah.
It was a big event.
Incredible.
It lived up to it and then some. You couldn't have asked for better weather, and you kind of expanded on. As we get to 20, I don't think people understand what the opportunities are. I think we move closer towards Olympic countries versus cities, and we saw what they did with softball going to Oklahoma City. But you talked about pre-events. That relationship and the success of the marathon trials, how does that help us as we go towards that next cycle of all these events in the next 4 years?
Mark, it was such a big deal for us to not only, pull that event off, but to have an incredibly successful event. 100,000 spectators. The reviews from the athletes themselves, they'd said it was the best trials ever. And the weight that U.S. track and field has within the national governing body umbrella, they carry a lot of weight. So for them to go back and say, listen, swim, gymnastics, volleyball, basketball, name the sports, skateboarding is new, so many others, for them to go back and have those conversations with our partners in Colorado Springs, Indianapolis, Denver, and some of the other national governing body headquarters gives us the ability to, listen, we always want to talk about an exceptional experience for the fans, the athletes, for their families and the administrators. And, we're going to be in Paris in a couple of weeks. I'll be out there. We're going to be guests of USA Track and Field. We'll be in the room with all those folks talking about opportunities, pre-Olympics, 27, 28, leading in, whether it's exhibitions, friendlies, showcases, whatever the opportunities, tours, that'll happen. Lots of exciting things on the horizon. And, oh, by the way, there's 200 nations that participate in the Summer Olympics. They all need a place to train and stay and base camp and headquarter and preseason. So we'll be really active as a community. It takes a lot of, we have great hoteliers, unbelievable partners in tourism, Visit Orlando, and all, we're a regional sports commission, so it's Seminole County, Osceola County, Lake County, Orange County, everybody together with the city of Orlando to put our best foot forward and hopefully host a number of those folks who would come into our community ahead of their departure and wherever they're going to compete for the LA Olympics. But we're prepping for all that, so it's exciting to. It's like Tetris, the old game, the pieces are falling and you got to find a place for them before they hit the ground. So we feel like we're playing that every day.
Jason Siegel, the man who brings sports to this city, one of the great sports leaders we have in Orlando. Jason Siegel, thank you so much.
Appreciate all of you.
All right, straight ahead, our next award winner. He used to be a high school quarterback in Orlando. Now he's one of the best college running backs in the nation. Our State College Player of the Year next on the Mikeys. Thank you.
Needus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone.
This traffic report is sponsored by Safe Touch Security, home of the 45-second or less response guarantee.
Heavy delays continue on I-4 this afternoon in the Orlando area for drivers traveling by the major attractions exits and through downtown. No problems to report, however, east or westbound for those taking the 408 today. Traffic remains up to speed in both directions on the Beach Line and the Greenway. If you see traffic problems today, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm Samantha Canning.
We all know Goodwill. But did you know when you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Our iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One.
Coming back to Las Vegas. September 20th and 21st, streaming live only on Hulu.
Don't miss.
Big Sean, Camila Cabello, Doja Cat, Gwen Stefani, Hozier, Keith Urban, New Kids on the Block, Paramore, Shabuzi, The Black Crowes, Thomas Rhett, Victoria Monet,
And more.
Get tickets to our 2024 iHeartRadio Music Festival, presented by Capital One, right now, before they sell out.
At AXS.com.
You put it off all month, but guys, you need to act now. International Diamond Center's amazing free finance offer ends this Sunday, June 30th. So it's time to pop the question. question, celebrate a big anniversary, or upgrade her diamond, now is the best time. And this is the best way to buy. You can make any purchase and spread your payments over 4 years with an unheard of interest rate of just 0%. 0.0. All designer rings, all certified diamonds are included, all colored gemstone jewelry, all-fashioned jewelry. Nothing's held back, so act now. Get that $12,000 engagement ring with a hand-picked certified diamond and designer setting and pay just $250 a month. Or that $3,000 diamond eternity band, just $63 a month. While interest rates are up everywhere else, IDC takes them all the way down to 0, so you can go big. But time is running out. International Diamond Center's rate relief ends Sunday and will not be extended. International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations. Get details and more at shopidc.com. On approved credit.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. We've even created a free policy value calculator at abacuspays.com so you can find out in seconds what we might pay for your policy. There are no fees and no obligations, just information. Knowing the value of your life insurance policy is as important as knowing the value of your home, your equity portfolio, or your finances in total. 1 minute. Valuable information you need to understand the current market value for your life insurance, and then get real value from your life insurance when you need it. Visit abacuspays.com to learn more and use our free policy value.
Oh, we got RJ, so then we can bring in.
This summer, click into easier yard cleanup with same-day delivery from the Home Depot. Click into clearing overgrown grass or weeds with effortless gas-like power. And click into the convenience of a battery platform compatible with over 250 tools with the Milwaukee M18 fuel trimmer, now for just $199. Click into power with 4th of July savings now at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Order select and stock items by 4 p.m. So
20 seconds.
Follow the game on Facebook at 96.9 The Game. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar.
10 seconds.
3.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
The awards.
And here we go, guys. Your mic is hot.
Orlando Altamont Springs for the 13th annual Mikey Awards.
We are having fun at the Mikey's. Everybody having fun out there? Yeah. We are having fun. We are broadcasting in Orlando, in Jacksonville, in Tallahassee. Everybody who came tonight, thank you so much. You are our loyal listeners, and we appreciate all of you coming tonight. Marc Daniels, you want to present our next award?
I do, Mike. Our next award is the Men's College Athlete of the Year. And I love this guy for so many reasons. His journey is fantastic. R.J. Harvey was a star quarterback at Edgewater High School, one of the football powers in Orlando. Dude was 21-5 as a starting quarterback. Threw for 23 touchdown passes his senior year, ran for more than 1,000 yards. Went to Virginia, then came to UCF to kind of find his way. And R.J. was going to be a big-time running back in 2021. Suffered an injury, missed the year, but all he did was work hard to come back and come back and come back. In 2022, he ran for 800 yards, part of a running back room that was talented. And then last year, he didn't just break out. He busted on the scene to become one of the best running backs in all of college football. He ran for more than 1,400 yards and 16 touchdowns. And gave UCF one of the most electrifying runs in school history, taking it about 100 yards. I think Oklahoma State's defense is still trying to catch him. And the great thing about him is he's a great football player, but he's also a great person off the field. I've watched him mature over the years. He's one of the nicest guys. He's a great ambassador. The 3 letters on his shirt matter. Please welcome our Men's College Athlete of the Year from UCF running back R.J. Harvey.
Congratulations.
RJ, congrats, man. Get the headset on there the right way. Congrats. It's a great honor. What's it mean to be recognized for everything you do?
Yeah, it means a lot. A lot of any recognition is big time for me.
Your journey, Edgewater High School, Virginia, then down here at UCF. When you look back and everything, what stands out the most about this incredible run for you to be back here and do it in Orlando?
Yeah, it means a lot. You know, I'm from Orlando, so just putting on for the city and UCF and all the fans, it's a big blessing for me and my family.
What did it mean for you and your school? I mean, you had the first year in the Big 12 last year, and I mean, you took the Big 12 by storm. I mean, 1,400 yards in a Power 5 league. I think everybody was like, "Wow, where did this guy come from?" I'm sure you expected it, but we did it.
Yeah, nobody expected it really, but I knew the type of player that I was. So, you know, I work hard every day, whether it's watching film or just taking care of my body or working out every day. I push myself and my teammates. So, you know, yeah, the work paid off, and I got a lot to prove this year too. So,
I don't know how much of a gamer you are, but I saw the latest ranking came out from the EA Sports College Football video game, and it had UCF ranked as the 21st best offense in college football.
Yeah.
Did they get it right?
Nah, they gonna be surprised. They gonna be shocked at what we're gonna do on the field this year. So that number's gonna jump way up.
That's what I wanted to hear.
All right, when RJ, you look at that picture. What do you remember about that picture?
Best game of my life. You know, in high school and in college. You know, I never ran for over 200 yards. So that was amazing to me. So.
Except you're wearing a North Carolina uniform.
No, he's not. The space game.
Oh my gosh, Mike! No,
undefeated in space games, Mike.
What's going through your mind in a game like that, or does it just empty out and you're just bolting?
When you're on the field, you don't think about anything. I just go out there and just run. Just, you know, everything just come naturally to me while I'm on the field. Like, you don't think about what moves you're gonna make or anything. It just comes natural. That's why you gotta put in the work. So.
RJ, were you looking at the jumbotron as you're running down the field?
Nah, against Kent State I did.
Yeah.
And
you can get away with it against them.
Yeah.
I mean, you break free, and you know you're gone. I mean, there's a jumbotron. You just kind of look up and.
Yeah, I did. It was somebody behind me, so I went left a little bit while running to the end zone, and like if I wouldn't have looked up, I think he probably would have ankle tackled me. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was reading. I think it was on reading one of your bios. In high school, I mean, obviously you were a great high school quarterback, but was it your freshman season? You guys didn't win a game?
That was my sophomore year. Before Coach Duke got there.
What happened?
We lost spring game too. Like we went like 0-12. So. Yeah, it was just.
What did that do to motivate you?
We went through like 3 head coaches too. So.
In a season?
Yeah, it was crazy.
Talk about the schedule this year that you guys have. I mean, there's going to be some fun games. Coach Prime, obviously you guys are going to the Swamp to play the Gators. Just talk about this schedule and how much fun it's going to be for the fans and you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You know, that 2-game stretch. I think we played Colorado, then Florida back-to-back. So those 2 games I got marked on my calendar. So, you know, I got to go crazy those games. Like, but we have a great schedule this year. I'm excited for it. I know everybody else is excited for it. So,
RJ, you got a really talented running back room. Yeah. And you're a leader there. What does that mean to you as a guy that's been through this before, brought in a guy like Penny Boone that's also going to help there? You got some young running backs. So tell me what that's like and to play the role as a leader now at UCF.
Yeah, you know, Penny came in. You know, he's a big guy. You know, he's already making me a better running back. You know, we going at it every day. Miles Montgomery came in from Cincinnati. He's going to be special. Like, a lot of people don't know what he can do, but he's going to be special. We still got Johnny. Like, yeah, we're loaded. So just every day I'm trying to teach those guys. Like, I'm telling those guys, whatever y'all don't know, just come to me. I'm going to let y'all, like, learn from me. And, yeah, we're loaded.
Does KJ count kind of as a running back, too?
To be honest,
he's a big dude, right?
Yeah, he's a big dude. You know, to be honest, he told me, like, he doesn't even really want to run the ball this year.
Well, he's got you guys,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. But whenever it comes down to it, if he got to pull the ball, you know, he gonna make something happen.
Have you gotten bigger? It looks like you're ripped.
Looks like he is ripped. Look at that.
I gained a few pounds over the summer.
I mean, was that to take more of a pound? What was the goal?
I'm like, last year I played between like 200 and 205. Right now I'm like 213. So just you know, just being able to take more hits, I feel like that could help me out a little bit more.
So we do have some Gators in the crowd here tonight.
Got a lot of Knights in the crowd also, too.
But I wanted him to address the Gator fans. What do you guys plan to do when you go up to the swamp?
RJ, be careful what you say now.
Come on, RJ.
I got your back here, RJ. Be careful here.
I'm gonna put on the show for y'all.
That's it. Just leave it there.
Mark, let him talk. Let the man talk.
Always got to protect my guys. Always got to protect my guys. One last question. What are you most proud of? I mean, you look back, and again, you played here at Edgewater. Now at UCF. What are you most proud of?
Just overcoming all the adversity that I faced throughout my college career. You know, I tore my ACL in 2021, so, you know, during that time, I didn't even want to play football no more, but I just thank God for having a great support system around me. You know, my teammates, my family members, coaches, they all kept my head up. And so I just went to rehab, went to work, and now I'm back better than ever, so I'm glad about that.
One of the best in the country doing it, too.
Wow. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thanks, RJ. Appreciate it, buddy. R.J. Harvey, our men's college athlete of the year. And he beat out some pretty talented people, didn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah, R.J., let me tell you who you beat out. Let me find my list here. He beat out some really good. Jordan Travis, ever heard of him? Florida State. James Tibbs, FSU baseball player. They call me Mr. Tibbs. R.J. Harvey, of course, wins it. Jack Caglione, the great Gator baseball player. And the UCF baseball player.
Jack Ziska, yeah.
Jack Ziska.
There you go. Thanks, RJ. Appreciate it, buddy.
All right, we go from great athlete to legendary broadcasters. This is one of our favorite awards every single year. It's the Lifetime Achievement Award. And we've had some great people win this. Lee Corso, Jimmy Hewitt, Pat Williams, down the list. Last year we had Chuck Rowe.
Late great Chuck Rowe, yeah.
Chuck Rowe. And this year we're really proud. Mark, why don't you do the honor?
Well, we got two people we're going to honor tonight, and they're great friends, and they've been legends when it comes to sports in Orlando. Buddy Pittman's a UCF grad. Started working at Wesh TV in 1973. And spent 33 years at Wesh. And when I moved to Orlando, you just felt comfortable when Buddy Pittman was telling you what was happening in sports. And while Buddy's known, obviously, for his NASCAR coverage, he was just the classic TV sports anchor that you put on, and you knew I'm going to get the sports from Buddy Pittman. And the great thing about Buddy is he looked like this nice guy in air, and you know what? When you met him off air, he was the same nice guy. And it says a lot to be as successful and spend 33 years at Wesh TV. Pat Clark came to Orlando in 1986. Came a couple years before the Orlando Magic started. And like Buddy, the thing about Pat, I moved here in May of '89, that you saw a guy on TV, and when I got to meet and know Pat, and I was a young whippersnapper in this industry, and he was as nice as could be, and became a friend and still is a friend. And the great thing about these guys, if you go back, and you know, you can watch like Anchorman and laugh about what TV news used to be about, but these guys were truly legends in Orlando when it came to sports, when local news really mattered, when they had sports departments of 2, 3, 4 guys that covered sports, and they did it the right way. And the great thing about them is the people you saw on TV, they're the same people off the air when you meet them. And that's what I've always respected and admired about Buddy Pittman and Pat Clark. Please welcome our Lifetime Achievement Award winners for this year's Mikeys.
Yeah. Pat Clark, Buddy Pittman. Congratulations, guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Quick, buddy, a quick NASCAR update. No, that happens on.
I rode over.
It might rain in Nashville this
There you go.
There you go. I rode over with Buddy and his wife, Amber, tonight. And as we're driving over, Buddy turned to me and he said, I hope there are trophies.
We've got your plaques down here.
So they're plaques?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, now you're going to complain about
No. Gift cards too, I hope.
Well, there's a parting gift, Pat. There's
Okay, thank you. This is an honor. Thank you for having us.
Talk about what sports TV journalism was like then, and what obviously it's changed.
It wasn't black and white then, Mike. I mean,
There was when Buddy did it.
Not quite that bad. Not quite that long ago.
So Buddy was a legend when you got here, Pat.
Yes, he was, and we were competitors. We wound up working together, but we were competitors when I came in 1986. And to your point, Mark, you won't find a nicer guy. But Buddy was old even in '86 when I got here. I mean, you really are an old. When he was in school, they didn't have history class. Okay, that's all.
Sounds like Pat Williams with these old one-liners. Good Lord.
But I want to ask Buddy, again, you started at West 1973. What was the Orlando sports scene like? What was big back in the early 70s?
There wasn't much at all. It was really basically high school sports and wrestling. I used to go out to the old Eddie Graham Sports Stadium and shoot some of the wrestling on Sunday nights out there and put it on the air on Mondays, until management told me we're not supposed to be airing wrestling on TV. But that was basically it. And of course, we covered the Gators and the Seminoles and the college sports and everything. But that was pretty much it back then.
Buddy, how did you wind up? You're from Georgia. How did you wind up at UCF?
Well, my family moved to Florida, and that's how I wound up coming down here with them. And we moved down here in '71, and then started at Channel 2 in '73. And like I say, you were talking about the way it was different back then. When I first started doing sports, we had 6.5 minutes in every half hour news program for sports.
Getting in a week now.
Yeah.
That's true.
And now they're lucky to get 90 seconds to 2 minutes for their sports.
So
that's just the way sports was back then.
So sports on the local news used to be like bigger than weather? Like now weather is like the big thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, 6.5 minutes was set aside for sports every night. There wasn't a question about it. Sports got 6.5 minutes.
You could tell stories back then.
No, you did features. I mean, you did lots of, long features years ago.
We did, and I remember not long after I started in '86, the Orlando Twins were still playing the AA team here, and George Mitterwald, who I had, he was a great Cubs and Twins catcher. I became friends with him, and I thought it'd be great to go on the road with the Twins and just kind of tell the story of what minor league baseball is like on a bus and the 13-hour bus trips and all that. So they allowed me to do it. That was WFTV. And we did a 3-part series, and each one of those parts ran about 3 minutes. So that kind of a story is almost unheard of in this day and age in local TV. And I think that's a bad thing, and I don't know that it's ever going to reverse itself. So in that respect, I can't speak on your behalf, Buddy, but we were lucky to have worked in that era when there was time for that, and they allowed.
Why do you think it changed?
Well, the hurricanes changed part of it because now weather gets a lot of time, and rightly so. But most local stations do news from 4 in the afternoon to 6:30. You'd think that you could find time to tell a good sports story. There's a million sports stories out there. There's a million great stories, news stories out there that are just aching to be told, and they just don't allow. Every newscast is so rigidly produced. You have to do one story, then you have to get to the next. and next. And I don't know why they continue to do that, but we were lucky. We were lucky to have done it when we did.
Very much so, yeah.
Buddy, obviously you're connected with NASCAR, so take me back to the early mid-'70s of Daytona and the special 2 stops that they would make, and while the circuits changed today, what was Daytona like back then?
Well, I mean, Daytona was our big event of the year. I mean, that was the biggest thing going on for us, at least for me, sports-wise. That happened all year long, and it's like all sports have changed through the years. I mean, it was just a different time back then. You know, you could walk up into a garage and sit down and talk to Dale Earnhardt for 15 minutes about nothing, not racing, but about hunting, fishing, farming, whatever. And you could do that back then. Of course, Earnhardt wasn't there in the 70s, but that was the type of thing it was. You just got to know these people. They got to know you because they came here twice a year, and they knew who the people were that showed up to cover that. And it's just a completely different atmosphere now. Now to do an interview with a driver, you got to go through 3 PR people to get to them.
Did I ever tell you?
And that's the way it is.
Did I ever tell you my famous Richard Petty interview story?
No.
When I was a young journalist working at Florida Today in Melbourne, I was covering Daytona for the week of the Speed Weeks, and my assignment was to do a sidebar on Richard Petty, all right, who was nearing the end of his career. But I went to, ask him for an interview, and he was walking, and they used to have like a shower, like in the infield.
Yep.
And he goes, "Come on in," and he took a shower while I was interviewing. Like, he's naked.
Yeah.
I'm interviewing a naked Richard Petty. Yeah.
Guess he really opened up that day.
Wow, yeah. It was a great interview, too.
Pat, you want to follow that up with anything?
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Pat, I want to ask
But that's how it was.
That's exactly
How much time do we have?
We got time. Go.
I've got to tell a quick Buddy story, if I can.
Yeah.
You said that Buddy's been here since 1973. This is a great story. So it was in the mid-'70s, 75, 76. A friend of a friend called Buddy and said, "Hey, look, I know this young college kid, and he really wants to be a sportscaster, and he's going to be in Orlando. He doesn't live there, but he's vacationing down here. Is there any way you could take time to talk to him, maybe show him around the station, let him know what a local TV station is like?" And, of course, Buddy is, "Yeah, absolutely, I'm happy to." So this kid shows up at Channel 2, and Buddy gives him a tour of the building, then sits down, and this young man who is just wide-eyed and he wants so badly to be a broadcaster asks Buddy all these questions, and Buddy is just like, "You know what, just, nose to the grindstone. The cream always rises to the top." And when this kid left, he said, "Thank you so much for giving me your time." He was probably there for an hour and a half. So now fast forward years and years later, the NFL owners' meetings come to Orlando. I think it was down at Grand Cypress.
Yeah.
But he's still at Channel 2, and he's down there covering this. And all of a sudden, he's standing out looking for interviews, and he's in a lobby area, and someone comes up and taps him from behind. And Buddy turns around, and it's that once young broadcaster. And he said, "I saw you from across the room, Buddy, and I just wanted to come over and say thanks again. I'll never forget what you did for me that day." Chris Berman.
Oh, my God. Wow.
There it is.
Yeah.
The guy behind Chris Berman.
Oh, no. Chris Berman did it all on his own. He had the drive, and he had the personality to do it. Yeah.
You motivated him, though, Buddy.
Yeah.
Pat, you come here in '86, a couple years later, the Magic come into existence. Share the early days of the Magic, the expansion years, the Shaq years, and what that meant, because that was the next wave of sports in Orlando.
I see Paul Kennedy out there. Paulie was here for it, too. Those were special times. And Paul is no spring chicken either. I mean,
He's on our list for next year.
Is he really?
Yeah.
You might want to bring him up right now. Those were great times, and if you think about it, we're 5 years or so away from being 2 generations removed from when the Magic came to be. And that day, you were there, Buddy, when Pat Williams showed up and Jimmy Hewitt introduced him to the media and said, "We're going to bring the NBA here." And then it all happened in less than a year. And there were press conferences every day, it seemed. I mean, Pat was a great showman. I mean, he knew how to manipulate the media. And ultimately, it worked. So watching all that happen was really, and to have been part of it was really special, I think.
Hey, last thing for me, Pat. Obviously, you were also the announcer at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. You got to know, I guess I'll call him Mr. Palmer since you guys all call him Mr. I always call it
the Arnie.
I always
You
call
call
him
it the Arnie.
I call him Arnie. All right, but
he would scold you, by the way,
for calling
if
him
you
Arnie?
called him Mr. Palmer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good, good. Because I always just thought he would, he should be called Arnie.
But he didn't care what you called him. He didn't like you
But
anyway.
yeah, I know. I've always just thought it was amazing. Like when I moved to Orlando, it's like everybody's calling him Mr. Palmer.
Yeah.
Like Mark was on the air, Mr. Palmer. I go, you mean Arnie? Yeah. Mr. Palmer. It's just out of respect. But what was that relationship like?
Oh, it was incredible. But it wasn't just with me. I mean, we were very friendly. We weren't friends. We didn't go have a beer or anything. But when you went and talked to him, and everyone here has known this, when he would talk to you, he actually would listen to you. And it was a genuine conversation. And for that moment, you were the most important thing to him. That's probably my greatest takeaway from Arnold Palmer. And, you still pinch yourself. It's like, gosh, did I really know that guy? I'm just from small town Iowa. To have the opportunity to even talk with him was wonderful, let alone be able to do the emceeing at the 18th hole.
There you have it, our Lifetime Achievement Award winners, legendary sports TV journalists Pat Clark and Buddy Pitt.
By the way, Central Florida is lucky to have guys like you as sports voices even now. And I see Matt Murschel over there. We need people like you guys to continue to carry the sports voice here in Central Florida, because it's not a dying breed by any stretch of the imagination. But we talked about the TV sports not being what it once was. But thank you guys for keeping sports alive. You're too mad.
Thank you guys.
Hey Pat, when you were doing morning sports talk at our station, you know what my favorite part when you would do your sports radio show in the morning?
What was it? When Charles Davis wasn't talking?
When you would, and maybe you can do this as you go off the stage, when you would sing Moon River.
I never sang Moon River.
Yeah, you listen to Andy Williams sing it.
Andy Williams would sing it.
You didn't sing along?
No. That's how we closed the show, with Moon River. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Thanks,
Pat
guys.
Clark, Buddy Pitt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Straight ahead, we're going to wrap up the show. We've got the what is that? We got the Sports Impact Award coming up. So we're going to close the show, wrap it up, and then we're going to have some fun after the show as well. That's coming up as the Mikeys roll on from the Hilton, Altamont Springs.
4 minutes, guys.
Viant is your ultimate CTV partner. Target with precision. Buy with confidence. Viant empowers you with AI-driven technology that reaches your audience where they engage most, ensuring your message hits home. And the campaign results? Transparent, thanks to Viant's advanced measurement suite. For media buyers who demand the best, Viant delivers. Viant, elevate your CTV campaign performance.
Digestive health issues can take over your entire day, leaving those like Taylor, feeling bloated and uncomfortable. Hi, Taylor. I'm Ellen.
How did you get into my bathroom?
Never mind that. You need to try the squatty potty. The squatting position is clinically proven to increase emptiness for 85% of individuals.
Much better. You can go now.
Available now at Walmart and Amazon.com.
You can go now.
BetOnline is the #1 source for all your sports wagering info this season. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head on over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or one of our 150 slot games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. BetOnline. The game starts here.
Did you know that your largest investment asset might not be your retirement account or home? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. Most people don't realize that their life insurance policy is actually an asset they can sell. But for almost 20 years.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going for our Bucks tickets. Ladies and gentlemen, get your tickets out. We only got 2 minutes to get straight to it. Get your tickets out. We're going to shake them up and get some winners for these Bucks tickets.
There are no fees and no obligations, just information.
Listen, man, it's the only one I got. You got another one? Let me know. Let me know.
The value of your home.
All right, once again, get your tickets. Get your tickets. We're going to shake them up, shake them up, shake them.
Information you need to understand the current market value for your
All right, random pick here. Does anyone have the ticket 114-2702? 2702. See, perfect. Give it up for him. Not only did she win an award today, you want some Bucks tickets. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
For just any attorney.
Perfect.
Demand Anna Jarvis.
Alex, let's go. Congratulations again. Double time. I'll get your information in just a second. All right, one more again. Keep them tickets out. Keep them tickets out. Keep them tickets out.
Call me, Marc Daniels.
All right, uno más.
7473.
Phone before I forget.
1-800-747-3373.
All right, ticket number 114-2701.
Of your life.
Oh no, y'all won already. You can't do that.
Sponsored by Early
Wait a minute. That's not fair.
County.
That's not fair. Y'all together, aren't you?
Humid, perfect weather for the beach.
That's the luck of the draw.
Stuff for the end of June.
I'm torn now. You want it. Come on down. You want it fair and square. Come on down. Come on down. We appreciate you guys for being here once again. Thank you so much.
This weekend.
I'm going to get your information as well, okay, Amy? I appreciate it.
Hey, track across the Caribbean.
We got 30 seconds. We're about to go live. We're wrapping up, but we're still going to party afterwards. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Experience that's free, fun, and gets them ready for the future. The voluntary pre-kindergarten program is your answer.
20 seconds.
For your old child residing in the state of Florida, visit our website at elcosceola.org. That's elcosceola.org.
Orlando City travels to New York to take on NYCFC tonight. Coverage begins
10 seconds.
It's 9 the game, AM 740, and the iHeartRadio app, presented by WG Sports Center. Discover indoor soccer. Follow them at W.
And here we go. Your mic is hot.
Awards continue. Now back to the Hilton Orlando Altamont Springs for the 13th annual Mikey Awards.
We are back for the final segment of the Mikeys. I think it's been a success, guys.
It's been a great show tonight.
me?
Been a great show tonight.
Had legends.
By the way, did you see who just won the Buck tickets?
No. Alex?
Our high school athlete of the year. They were Buck tickets, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, in hindsight,
Kelly calls out numbers, and then their table goes crazy. What a night!
I think they won like 6 prizes tonight. Huh?
In hindsight, they should have got prizes for winning the award, but it's glad it worked out.
Yeah. Great. Awesome.
All right, we have a couple of awards left from award winners who couldn't be here. Let's sort of go over those a little bit. Let's start with the State Pro Athlete of the Year. Wow, we had a lot of good nominees here, if I can find them.
Mike's Tandy Radio Shack computer here.
Yeah.
You know, I talked about this on the air today. I think I have this off the top of my head if you want to.
Yeah,
Tyreek Hill.
Tyreek Hill.
Baker Mayfield was on the list. Josh Allen of the Jaguars and of the Buffalo Bills. Paolo Banchero, of course, made the list. And I think there was one more name.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Matthew Tkachuk, late ad.
Yeah, Matthew Tkachuk of the Florida Panthers. And there you go. Go fellow Panthers fan in the house tonight.
No one jumps on a bandwagon like this guy does. He dates back to mid-April.
Bianchi's going to the parade.
Yeah, duck boats, absolutely. All right, and the winner is this guy right here that's about ready to come on the screen, I think. Is he going to come on the screen?
Wow. Mikey, thank you to Mike and all the rest of the voters in the city of Orlando. I can't express how thankful I am, and I'm very appreciative. Thank you.
Paolo Banchero, the winner of the Pro Athlete of the Year. I don't think that's a homer pick. I think that's legit. Yes, he's from Orlando, and this is a State of Florida award, but I mean, you could have given it, you could give it to Tyreek Hill, you could give it to Josh Allen, but did anybody elevate a franchise like this guy did?
He woke up the city, he woke up the franchise, he made an all-star game, first time that we've seen one since Vooch, and really the most confident we've been in a star in this town since Dwight Howard, and that feels like a lifetime ago. So to have P5, you just know that you got a guy, and to have that feeling and the respect that he has around the league, what he's done to lift this organization, it's been incredible.
You know, you go through the history of the Magic, and we talked about the early days, and there's Shaq with Penny, then Tracy, and then the Dwight run. It's just different when you get one of those it guys.
Well, you forgot Tracy with Grant Hill's crutches. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. but and Brandon knows this. He's there covering the team every game. It wasn't you have to take this guy at one. But the Magic made the right pick. And now you watch a couple years in, and you can tell that there's just something different. And when you get those guys, it elevates everything. And right now the Magic have one of those guys.
Absolutely. I mean, the attention that he draws from defenses every single night, and still to be able to put up the numbers that he does. Just wait a couple of days. My guess is they're going to spend money on somebody that alleviates some of that pressure. Next year could be a real big jump to that next level. And we might have a back-to-back winner come next year with Paolo Banchero.
Yeah. All right. We also give out every year a Sports Impact Award for a sports figure in town who's made a huge impact. I mean, Jason Siegels won the award, obviously. Steve Hogan. We gave it to the mayor, obviously, one year. But I think the guy who wins it this year, I think when you look at what has come of the UCF athletic program, joining the Big 12, obviously getting the tourist development tax money rolling out at UCF. Terry Mahajer, the athletic director at UCF, is our Sports Impact winner. He couldn't be here today. He had to play golf. I'm sure he's playing golf. He was probably playing golf today with Ken Dixon, who just gave $10 million to UCF. If I were him, I would have been playing golf with Ken Dixon, too, instead of being here. But I don't know if he was playing golf with Ken Dixon. But here's Terry Mahajer accepting the award via video.
Mike Bianchi, Terry Mahajer here from UCF. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight, but I wanted to thank you for this opportunity. I wanted to thank the people that vote on the Mikey Awards and everyone at 96.9 The Game for honoring me with the Impact Award this year. I'm truly honored. But obviously I wouldn't get this award on my own. And I wanted to say, first and foremost, I want to thank my staff, everybody at the university that's involved, and all of our student athletes that are the big part of this Impact Award. So, as you know, Orlando is a very special place. It's one of the top sporting event cities in America, and I'm proud to represent UCF. It's a world-class city and everything that goes with it. So, again, thank you, the people that voted on the Mikey Awards. Thank you, Mike Bianchi, and everybody at 96.9 The Game. Go Knights, and charge on.
Marc Daniels?
Well, the big boss man. The thing about Terry that I admire is every day he brings an energy level that you have to match. And he really cares about UCF, and I've worked for different ADs over the years. There have been some good ones, but it matters to him. This isn't just a stop on the road, and he's come into UCF at a time where there's been a lot of change and transition, a lot of exciting things, even challenging times now we know with college sports, but it means a lot to him. And I share stories, and RJ was here tonight, and we honored him. There is nothing like a road football game that I'm calling in the radio booth. And the visiting AD booth may be 2, 3, 4 different booths down. And Terry does his part to, be the ambassador, but he'll always sneak away to come into the radio booth because he knows it's like a football home. And we were playing a game, the first Big 12 games at Kansas State. And it's a 2-tier press box, a 2-tier radio booth. And Terry's at the edge over here. I'm here, and Gary Paris McConnell's there, and he's into it. Hardcore, paying attention, so forth, and there's a big play that doesn't go our way. He picks up the chair, and he throws the chair that bounces off the steps and almost flies out the window. Okay? And then he turns and goes, did you hear that? Did I hear it, Terry? But I love the passion of him, and he's a very, very big asset for UCF, and so glad he's helping the Knights as we keep moving forward.
Matt Marshall, my Sentinel colleague, and we always see Terry, like, at the end of the game, he's down on the sideline. It's like
intense.
He's like, he's ready to go. I'm like, I hope he doesn't hit somebody down there on the sideline.
If there's a call that doesn't go our way, he doesn't wait to the end of the game. He's texting the head of officiating right there at that moment. Yeah.
All right. Thank you to all of our listeners for showing up tonight, obviously. Thank you to our award winners. Thank you to our sponsors, Bud Light and the Hilton Altamont Springs. It's been a great, great show. Thank you to Brandon Kravitz, Marc Daniels, obviously KV, Kelly Velez, our executive producer, Cam the Man, back in the studio, Kyle Cassandra, our program director, who made all this happen. Without him, man, did a lot of work. Our promotion staff, Alex, Jocelyn, Brandon as well. Thank you to Super Dave for helping us with the sponsors. That's going to do it for the Mikeys, the 13th annual Mikeys. Thank you guys so much for being here, and we will see you next year for number 14.
Yes.
Oh, oh.
Problems to report for anyone who needs to take the beach line or the green